And this is installment 2 of Kabbalah for today, a practical guide to traditional Jewish mysticism updated for you today. In installment 1, I define Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, as the sum total of mystical practices and teachings intended to connect an individual with God. Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, is meaningful only in practice. In other words, it is something that you do, a way of life. In terms of practices, meditation is extremely important in all mystical traditions, and Kabbalah is no exception. To begin this installment, I will teach you a simple meditative breathing technique, which will serve as a basis for the more specifically Jewish meditative practice that I will teach you later on. I call this simple technique 3-6-3 breathing, and it goes like this. First of all, get yourself seated comfortably. Put your feet flat on the floor, hands open and receptive in your lap. Relax your shoulders a little bit because that's where we carry all our tension. Begin by breathing in through your nose to the count of 3, out through your mouth to the count of 6, and when you exhale, do so forcefully. And do this 3 times. In through the nose, count of 3, exhale through your mouth to a count of 6 fully, and do this 3 times, 3-6-3. You can do this to begin your meditative sessions or anytime you feel stressed or anxious. Anytime is the right time to breathe. Now that you're relaxed and focused, let's talk about the main Kabbalistic symbol, the tree of life, which is portrayed as interconnected vessels or Sefirot. What's this all about? A Sefirah, the plural is Sefirot, is understood as a channel of divine creative energy or life force. The basic concept of Kabbalah teaches us about the ongoing creative process of God, as God's infinite light shines forth to gradually form what we experience as material reality. These vessels or energy pathways are variously called the 10 Sefirot, the 10 divine emanations, the 10 divine radiances, or the 10 divine qualities. The Sefirot, each of which has a name and various qualities associated with them, represent 10 modes through which God manifests God's self. The Sefirot are not God, but they are a way of portraying a medium through which specific qualities and attributes can be ascribed to God. The word Sefirah is related to a Hebrew word which means to express or to communicate. This implies that the function of the Sefirah is to express certain attributes. It is also related to the Hebrew word for sapphire, which is, of course, a brilliant and beautiful gem, implying that the function of the Sefirah is to give light. Over the next 10 installments, we will take these Sefirot one by one, describe them, and consider how they might be meaningful in an individual's, in your personal spiritual development. Beginning at the top of what is often described as a tree or as a human form, the highest Sefirah is known as Keter or crown. Now, Keter literally cannot be described. It has no attributes at all. It is simply the place of the Ein Sof, God's divine infiniteness, the unknown realm closest to the beginning. It is here that Ein Sof begins a contraction, a process which allows the rest of creation to exist, a space for it to exist. Although this all seems very remote and strange, it can be helpful to us as an expression of the aspect or potential within each one of us that can connect us with what is beyond ourselves, with the divine, and as a result serves as our inspirational and motivational guiding force in life. It's truly the crown of the personality which connects us with our highest and best selves. Here's my suggestion. If you do not yet practice meditation, set aside 5 or 10 minutes, preferably at the same time each day. Begin with the 3-6-3 breathing to quiet your mind. Then focus the inner light of your life force upwards in the direction of Keter, seeking inspiration to connect with the unknown, unseen, yet all-loving presence of God, which is both within and beyond us. God's peace and blessings be with you always.